going on in the selection process.
Who wants to go second?
I don't think I met you until like July.
I think Chris and I talked once for like 15 minutes in an interview, and then you had somewhere to be, and I talked to Adam for like a minute, but I don't think I talked to you until I got back. I don't know. I think it's probably important. I mean, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of time with a mentor, you get along well with some people and not as good with others. I think it's kind of important to make sure that you have a relationship before you come in, so you kind of know what the expectations are going to be from that particular mentor. I think that's probably important. I don't know that it affected me, but maybe somebody else, maybe somebody that's not used to intense Chris Casey, comes in, doesn't know Chris Casey.
Mike doesn't allow me interviews until for a while.
I'm just saying,
No caffeine
for somebody
for 3
that
hours.
didn't know what they were getting
Scared kid
into
off,
and
yeah.
having intense Chris Casey, it might be overwhelming for some people. I don't know.
How important is it for your confidence to be able to, again, I'm just going to say Nick and Jen and I might be front lines, and maybe this has changed a little bit. How important is it to have the person that's interviewing you, it might not be the first interview, it could be the second, third, fourth, of who's going to really be developing you and growing you involved?
I think it's imperative, because, I don't know, I'm fiercely loyal just as a person, and if I would have met you and worked with you, and then all of a sudden tried to have a handoff to Chris, I would have been like, I like Mike, and I remember meeting Chris. Granted, I started with Dan down in lacrosse, but he got me up here pretty soon. I met Chris in his office, and I was looking around. I'm like, all right, it's a nice office. Guy seems well put together. And he did the whole scare tactic thing with the residency and everything. But
Did I give you my residency story?
oh yeah. I also remember you're like, keep me informed as you get through the steps. And I remember calling you right after. I called you before I called my parents that I passed my life accident health exam. And I'm like, hey, I passed. And you're like, great, click. And I was like, dick. I was all jacked up and hung up on me. But, I knew that he was busy. And all right, great, now I'm going to get to that. And I just went to him. I came to you with some dumb questions. But you were patient and went through it with me. And then all of a sudden I started to realize maybe I should answer my own questions. And you pushed me towards that way, but if they're involved right away, it's something that it is. It's the loyalty thing, and I mean, I do more joint work with Chris now than I did when I started. I don't know, that's just me, but I'm kind of a weirdo.
Feel bad.